Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Grand rising to those of you that are just waking up. It is 10 o'clock here in Florida. So much good stuff is going on. Anyway, so I wanted to share something that has really been on my mind for a little bit now. And one of those things is you just got married and people may take you the wrong way for giving so-called marriage advice. And sometimes when our mind starts to play with you, you have to really be quick to shut those negative thoughts. And because I see people post on Facebook you giving marriage advice, and don't think that your man ain't gonna do blah blah blah, and because you're bragging so much about your husband. And they're not saying this to me, I just see those posts on people's timeline, and I am like, I have seen so many successful marriages, and I have seen so many unsuccessful marriages, and I have seen so many miserable marriages. Let me just give you a little history about me. So for those that have known me for a long time know that I was previously married. I fought hard to keep that marriage. I did everything that I could. But you cannot control people and their actions. You cannot control what people are going to do. So sometimes you just have to let them go. And I was by myself for about 5 years, and maybe a little bit under that, I don't know, but I focused on me. I focused on my own therapy. I focused on my own growth. I focused on things that I needed to do for myself, and wasn't really out there trying to get married, wasn't out there trying to find anyone. I literally got to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need so much healing. I need so much growth. I need to be in a place where, for those of you that are gardeners, for those of you that love to plant, when your plant is dying, you have to feed it good stuff. And sometimes you have to change the location of the plant, right? So for me, I needed to change that location. And a lot of that can also come from your mindset, can come from what you're doing on a daily, can come from, I have been in a place where, it was negative, where as a wife, I didn't feel loved, or, can only speak for myself and he can speak for himself, and where I didn't feel there was trust, where I had to kind of do things to survive on a daily, mentally, emotionally, and where I started to see my light dim, not happy. So I went through a whole lot, and maybe one day I'll share stuff, but I am also very careful to not put this person in a place where, I'm very careful about people, and not to damage their reputation, their personality, or not necessarily the personality, but the person they are. So even though we're not together, and I wish him the very best. Anyway, so people ask me that, and I said, look, I've been through stuff that if I'm able to help someone, even if it's one person in this whole world, I made a difference. I'm not here to say my marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. Marriage is work. You know, I have amazing examples in my family. Amazing. My grandparents being married for many years. You know, my grandfather being able to see his kids, his grandkids, his great grandkids. And I'm not sure if he saw his great great grandchildren. But that's an accomplishment. So I have examples of marriages in my life where people are striving to be better. I have examples of marriages in my life where, you know, things are not always peachy. But how they went through and healed and dealt with things. I learned a great deal from my previous marriage on things not to do and things to do. You know? And I'm in an environment now where I am blooming. You know, where I am growing. Where I love being married. It's not always perfect. But I love the life we are creating. I love the peace that we are creating. I am able to be me, and he's able to be him. You know, we are in a place of we're both growing, and we're building something beautiful. So just because I've been married for almost 3 months tomorrow doesn't make me an expert in marriage. But just because you've been married for 20, 21, 22 years doesn't also make you an expert in marriage. Because I have seen so many unhappy couples that have been married for 20 plus years. So many unhappy couples who have no idea where they stand in their marriage, and they've been married for 20 plus years. You know, wives who don't respect their husband, and the husband is miserable. Husbands who don't provide and protect their wives, and the wives are miserable. You know, I'm just giving input of what I've learned throughout being married. You know, before, now, and what it took for me to heal and to focus on myself. You know, focus on, okay, I've been through this. I've had trauma. I've had issues. I've had this. I have that. How can I make it different? How can I change? But I also went to women who were going to call me higher, to level up. Not women that were going to be like, girl, you know, we need to go out and party. Women that really wanted the best for me. That eventually wanted me to be married again, to be happy, to have a family. So I had to be very careful. And that's really what I bring, is awareness. Awareness. That's all. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm about to get back to work. But, you know, life is what you make it. So if you want to be miserable, you're going to attract misery. If you want to be happy, you're going to attract happiness. And then people are going to be happy around you. But don't judge his book by its cover. I guess that's my lesson for today. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye.